All right, Craig. I'm trying to film a hill test. What's going on?
Well, this is the wettest our hill test has ever been.
It just downpoured. If you look at the hill itself, there's a creek coming down it right now.
Literally water coming down our little cliff.
Yeah. So yeah, we're trying to get this filmed. Yep. And we're definitely trying to get this filmed. Yep. We got about a 10-minute window until the next storm comes. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Hello to the Texas Truck Channel Creek, also known as our hill test. We're going to check out something on our Ranger build. Almost slipped right there. It's very wet, very slippery. Be sure to like and subscribe before we go any further. We ask you that because we need it. A lot of y'all say, why don't you have more subscribers? Well, because you don't hit the subscribe button. Also, 99 cents a month gets you a membership. Brian, what all does that get you?
It gets you at least 24 hours advance viewing of our videos, sometimes up to a week earlier, depending on our editing schedule. There's exclusions when there's embargoes and that kind of stuff. And also probably some good stuff with Craig tripping on the hill. Plenty of content that doesn't really make it to our videos because it just isn't appropriate for some people. So that's where we're gonna put all that stuff.
All right, what are we doing today with this Ranger build? We got a reason we're here.
Right, so you've probably seen our videos on this so far. We've built this thing out. Mostly we had a target this year to make it to a certain expo in Colorado. We did that. It did it in spades. We're gonna get into all that right now, but I am gonna talk to you about the hill test with our new tires. Now, a little tidbit secret, we've got another set of tires coming for this from a different brand. We're not gonna tell you what it is first, but we're gonna compare these now to those in the future. So, first of all, we have the Falken Wildpeak AT4W. Come check it out, Craig. We went with a 265/70/17, which equates to, actually on the sidewall it tells you, 32 by 10.5. That's what this comes out to. So no debates about this and that, or is it really reading as that? That's what it is. That's what Falken is calling it. And we have not tested this in the mud. We have in the dirt, we have in the rain, we have on the pavement. We're incredibly happy with this. We've not tried in the wet, and guess what it's doing right now, Craig?
It's very muddy and wet.
It's actually raining right now. So we're gonna find out if this quiet highway tire, which is an all-terrain, can actually handle itself in the mud. That's pretty much all there is to it. Now, a little bit of the basics about the truck. 29 degrees of approach angle. It's a little bit more now because the truck is slightly taller. We've got a 1-inch taller tire. So 8.7 inches of ground clearance is now actually right at 9 inches of ground clearance, which is weirdly, Craig, still less than that Subaru over there. I don't know that I believe that. We do have rival 4x4 skid plates on this thing. They're aluminum, and they have been effective in protecting our stuff, but they've also bent a little bit on this hill. So I'm curious to see if they've self-clearanced enough now with the increased ride height. We do also, Craig, have a little more poke on this wheel and tire, so we've got more mud on the truck, which I think is worth something. Additionally, this stripe, this means you can do anything with it now.
Absolutely.
Off-road points. Let's check out the goodies inside.
All right, Brian's going to tell us all about the goodies inside. We've kind of alluded to some of those in some other videos, but let's just kind of rehash those in case you haven't seen those videos, because Ford gives you some things that are really nice, and we've talked about them before, but Brian, we love the Ford goodies in here, even though it's not necessarily the Raptor.
No, it's not.
You get some usable goodies in here.
But it is the FX4, so we get this trail button here. We push that. And also, look at this. You have a hard key for your traction control. It's not tied to anything else. It's not buried in the menu. It's right there when you want it. Now, we come to the off-road pages, Craig. We end up with, it's loading now, an inclinometer. We're 1 degree incline right now. Actually, it's saying 0. We have our hill descent control. We have our diff lock. And a screen telling us what's going on. And a hard key to turn off the parking sensors, because that, you're up on a tree and it starts beeping. It drives me crazy. Down here we have drive modes. Let me show the people this real quick. While this button does feel very cheap and I do not like it, it does work. Also, it's not returning very well.
Yeah,
I think our dusty trip to Colorado isn't helping. All right, so let's go into the screen here. Tow haul, slippery, mud ruts, sand, sport, eco, and normal. We've had requests, Craig, to try the modes on the hill.
Okay.
Do you think we should?
I think we at least need to try mud ruts today.
It makes sense. It's muddy and rutty. Yep, sure is. Let's try that out.
Now, are you going to go locker, two-wheel drive, 4 high, 4 low, or what? Can you even use the locker in 2-wheel drive?
Oh, of course you can. And 4 high. And on the fly. Now, when you go to mud and ruts, it defaults to 4 high. I didn't do anything. So these modes actually select you things. It's recommending things. Also, you can change them once you've gotten into the mode.
No, I like that a lot.
No, I love that Ford.
It also gives you the locker.
And it defaulted the locker to be on. Something I like about these modes with Ford is that they're not like, hey, you must do it this way, you must be in 4 low, you must do that, step on your toe and stand just right to be able to use the features. Just hit the button, it works. It's very refreshing. I wish other brands would take note of that.
On that, let's get up the hill and we're going to try the main line. Again, we think we have a little bit more clearance now. Plus, we're completely protected up with the rival skid plates. And yeah, like Brian says, it is so nice to be able to configure the modes the way you want, not be forced into a certain setting. We love that a lot. So let's see what happens here. So again, this defaults to 4 high, not 4 low. We have the rear locker on. No slippage so far. Going as slow as we can. Okay, now we're approaching the hill. Good. Got clearance. Got clearance. Straight up the hill. Oh, nice blow off valve. No slippage yet. Okay, here's where we're really going to try it out. Oh, there's a little skid plate. And the locker got us over. Okay, and that's impressive. Because if you remember from the previous video, the Goodyear Wranglers, that's where it struggled. Just pointing out to the viewers that that last part where the rear tires have to get up over that hump, the Wranglers just spun it right there and couldn't do anything.
We actually chewed those Wranglers up really bad on that right rear tire with a diff lock. It just sat there on trail control and just couldn't make it up. We're in the wet with a non-mud tire and it just yawned its way up, no big deal.
So tires do make a difference, even if they are mild all-terrains. It's a huge factor.
Yep.
Look, so far these AT4s, I like them a lot. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, me too. I do want to throw one more test in because that was too easy.
It was too easy.
Let's do no modes, diff lock only. Can we do it in two-wheel drive? Not one-wheel drive, it's two after that. Let's do two-wheel drive.
Let's try two-wheel drive, diff locked. Let's try it, normal. Let's do it. Okay, one of the things we love as he's turning around there is we love how mud gets everywhere with a little poke on these tires. Just makes it look cooler. So here we go. We're gonna go 2 high, rear diff locked, which you cannot do in other brands. Chevy does let you do that in the ZR2, but not their other models, unless you have the G80, which is a little different.
I don't think so, bud.
Ain't gonna make it.
Let's do a bump.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it some serious gusto. I don't think it's gonna do it though.
Yeah, you're
Okay, well we've proven that out. So let's try 4 high, no
okay.
diff.
Brian, this is a great example. So 2 high is not gonna work here, mainly because it's just too wet and muddy right now, and you're digging trenches.
We're gonna ruin the hill actually.
This is what happens in real life. You're in the middle of an obstacle. Crap, you're afraid to back up because of whatever reason. Maybe there's a cliff, who knows?
Or you're hung on something in the front.
So you can't back up, so you gotta go forward. Right. What is forward letting you do here, and what's your plan of attack?
Whatever I want is what let me do.
Okay, well, but what's your plan of attack?
I'm gonna do, let's just do 4 low, no diff lock, and just see what she does.
Okay, let's do it. We're still in normal?
Normal mode, yep.
Okay, here we go.
Traction's off, by the way.
All right.
Wow. We're digging, we're going to the earth. Okay, so 4 low has a lot of gear multiplication. There we go. Traction is still off. Diff lock. See what that does.
Okay.
No drive modes.
All right. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why you need the rear locker. I think we've made it abundantly clear in other videos that the rear locker is really important. If there's one off-road goodie you can get for your vehicle, it's a rear locker, and that just proved why.
And I will pick that over 4-wheel drive. If I had to pick one thing for off-road, I would go 2-wheel drive with a locker before I did 4-wheel drive.
Absolutely. So
I know that sounds crazy, but in my experience, that's been more meaningful for what we do in Texas. And this just goes to show, these drive modes are meaningful in some ways. They're cute, but really just give me the locker and the choice. Ford gives you both, and I love that.
And I know the Chevy fanboys are going to jump on here, and I love the G80 as well.
Well, it will get it done too, by the way.
But the G80 is less controlled. That was, you're in the middle obstacle. You don't want to back up. You don't have that pin to engage. Right. The locker just comes on and it just works, and it gets you up and over the hill. Speaking of rear disc, Brian, what kind of rear axle do we have there? We have a Dana what with the?
Yeah, it's a Dana Spicer. It's an M220, which is the same thing that a Land Rover LR4 has, LR3. The Jeep Gladiators with the Dana 44, so it's a Dana 44 effectively. Yep. And the Raptor Ranger stuff has this too.
I bring that up because a lot of people give Jeep credit for the Dana 44s and it's beefy. And look, the Ranger just comes out and no one brags about it or talks about it. They don't even say anything.
It's just the standard.
It's just there.
Yeah,
so there's that.
Like Ford does, truck first.
Again, thanks for watching. We love this Ranger build. Hope you're enjoying it too. Let us know in the comments how good a Brian's driving is or whatever.
Or how bad.
What's your favorite off-road mode or off-road goodie or feature you would grab? These tires in the rear locker are pretty good. See you on the next one.